everybody. Welcome to the Indian River County Chamber's candidate interview series. I am here with Deryl Loar. He is our current County Commission Chair, and he is seeking re-election in District 4 for the County Commission.
Yep.
Welcome, Deryl.
Hello. Thanks for having me. And Andrew, before we get too far into it, I just want to thank you and the Chamber for what you're doing. And as importantly, I want to thank and congratulate all of the candidates. Oftentimes, I think people think it's just easy to put your name in the hat, so to speak, and it's clearly not. And there are a lot of things that candidates have to do, not only through the Supervisor of Elections office, but they have to be on their game most of the time. And for that, I say thank you.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah. So would you like to start out by telling us a little bit about yourself and what brought you to this point?
Sure. So I've been involved in civil service or public safety all of my life. I became a state trooper at the age of 21, and I progressed through the ranks by virtue of essentially moving around the state a few times, but primarily I've been in Indian River County for essentially 37 years with some movement throughout the state, temporary movement. And then after 20 years of that, I was encouraged to run for sheriff of Indian River County in 2007. 2008, I actually won that election, and then again in 2012, and then again in 2016. So that was a total of 32 years of public service, particularly law enforcement, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And then I retired and had some opportunities in the private sector. And then the District 4 County Commission seat opened, and I felt certainly qualified for that position and was successful in 2022 and have achieved a lot of things in the last 4 years. And I'm eager to serve another 4 years and perhaps beyond that.
Great.
Thank you.
All right. So in the beginning, what motivated you to first run for County Commission?
Mm-hmm.
And what is motivating you now to seek another term?
Well, sure. So my whole professional life has been in some type of high-profile positions, if you will, and working closely with the county for over 12 years in my previous position, I had an idea of the essential functions of the county. And when the position was vacated by Commissioner Peter O'Brien, and being in my district, I felt certain that I had the qualifications, the responsibilities, the proven leadership throughout my prior 32 years, and felt that some of the things and influence that I could help with the county, move the county forward. My philosophy has always been, Andrea, to plan. We always plan on things. We don't hope, right? We don't hope we're going to win a ball game. We don't hope we're going to pass a budget. We plan on that. And within that plan, I think, number one, it takes a lot of integrity, a lot of maturity into the position, but more importantly, knowing the functions of not only local government, state government, which I had 20 years of, and as important, the federal government. On the local level, the 5 county commissioners, you have to think of them as legislatures. Imagine a mini Congress in D.C. or a mini House and Senate in Tallahassee, but think of the 5 county commissioners as the legislative body. In fact, legally, we're defined as the legislative body for decision makings. And our primary goal is to set the county budget, the county millage rate, as well as any policies, procedures guiding the county, as well as any code or ordinance. And those are all legislated, believe it or not. And that I find the perfect fit. And to me, it's a little different position than in the past, but if we continue to plan and focus on the needs of the overall county, we in fact will be successful, and we in fact are successful.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any particular priorities or goals for this upcoming term?
Sure. So as with any position, Andrew, the first year you're learning, the players essentially. You're learning as important the roles and responsibilities of each department within the county, whether it be utilities, public works, community service, social services, the building department, the IT section, all of those. So you have to take a view of it, and you can never rush into it. You have to understand the functions of each particular component of the department. You also have to understand the functions of how the overall county operates within its budget, right? So we will have particularly different facets of the county that are funded in different ways. And to get deep into that and understand that, that's pretty significant.
Yeah. So District 4, you're representing much of the South County, has a lot of residential, commercial, and industrial, the corridor along Old Dixie.
We do.
So for your particular district, what are some of the greatest kind of opportunities and challenges that you see coming up in the next 4 years?
Right. So the way the composition of the county is with the 5 commissioners, we each have somewhere around 37,000, 38,000 residents. That's how each district is formed. And of course, there's geographic boundaries as well. So when we think specific about District 4, which I represent, but I also represent the entire county. So within District 4, we have a tremendous amount of growth, and that, generally speaking, is residential on the south end of the south end of the district. But as important, we act as the economic motivator to offer opportunities for capitalists, proprietors to come in with light manufacturing, some heavy manufacturing, at the same time balancing our responsibilities not only with the environmental issues that occur, but working in concert with our planning and zoning department as well as our building department. Oftentimes we're criticized about growing too fast, but I can tell you that each project that you may see, generally speaking, have been in the works for a long time. We just approved a project not long ago that's been in the plan since 2019. So we have to have that balance, and we have to have measured growth, if you will. Growth, in my opinion, adds and spreads the expense or the liability for all of us that enjoy living here in the form of property tax.
Mm-hmm. Which is a good segue into our next question. So as you know, the Chamber of Commerce represents local business in Indian River County. What do you see as the County Commission's role in supporting our local businesses, existing businesses, and also attracting quality employers to the area?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So obviously we have a partnership with the Chamber, with your Chamber as well as Sebastian Chamber. But as important, through our Economic Development Council and our Tourist Development Council, those work hand in hand with the Chamber of Commerce. An ad hoc committee of members of our community, whether it be business owners or simply just residents that desire and have an interest in our economic development. Most recently, as you're probably aware, we have revamped our jobs grant. We have made Indian River County as easy as possible within our code and our regulations of small businesses and large businesses coming to Indian River County. Oftentimes we're criticized that we are a service industry county. Well, that may be true, but we always have opportunities. For example, Oslo Road, as many of your viewers are probably aware, Oslo and 95 will be opening in about 6 months. So this time next year it will be open. So that is a new exit off of 95, which offers all types of opportunities. Yeah. One of the things I'm most proud of is 2 months ago, we extended the moratorium on any rezoning from 58th Avenue to I-95 in Oslo. That gives our planners, again, we plan, we don't hope, an opportunity to discern what we want South County to look like. What do we want I-95 in Oslo to look like? We know, and I think the consensus of the board is we don't want it to look like an average I-95 exit. We want something that, if you will, pops when they get off. We're excited about that. There are a tremendous amount of economic opportunities that are coming to this county. Not only the lagoon, of course we have 22 miles of lagoon and 22 miles of ocean. The latest data that we have, actually just yesterday, the lagoon health is improving. which is awesome for us, for our boating community and our maritime community. But as important, we thrive on tourists, right? So we have about 40 million tourists a year, 140 million tourists a year come to the state of Florida. We've only got 30 million, 32 million people in the state. So our tourists are vital to our industry, vital to the coastal counties, and we're excited to continue to plan to get those involved. With your partnership and your tourist development partnership that we have, I can certainly tell you we're on the right track. We've made progress in the last year and a half considerably, not only with the capturing of data, but analyzing who and when they're coming to town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a lot of potential in your district and the
Sure.
county as a whole, and
Sure.
Always important to keep our natural resources
Absolutely.
Healthy, and that's a big economic driver for our area as well.
Sure.
So final question, and then I'll give you a minute to make a closing statement. So if reelected, what would success look like for you, and how do you measure your effectiveness as a commissioner?
Well, certainly, and I appreciate the question. We have to look at as the county as I don't want to say a business, but we have to look at it as how it's funded and how we succeed. I'm very, very proud for the 7th year we've kept our millage rate, or the formula used for property tax, the same for the 7 years. Our taxes have not gone up in 7 years. The value of your home may have gone up a bit, but as important, we have legislation some 20 years ago, Save Our Home Act, which your home can only improve by 3% for taxable value. A lot of people think, well, you bought a $300,000 house, now it's taxed on $700,000. It's not the case. So our primary mission this particular year is to be mindful of Amendment 3, which is coming up, which is a considerable increase in homestead exemption deductions, which effectively would hurt our ad valorem revenue coming into the county. Now, the leadership that we have at the county, including myself and at least 3 of the other commissioners, have been through tough times. You know, I've led an agency through the recession in 08, 9, 10, 11, also the tail end of my law enforcement career through COVID. So your viewers, Andrea, should feel comfort in we have a seasoned, mature leadership team that's going to get us through those things. To answer your question, some of the biggest goals we have, every day we take steps on making the county better. No one has a particular agenda. Our agenda, because we all obviously live here and work here and recreate here, want to make the county the best it can. We are on the right track of doing that. In the next 4 years, we have some robust items coming up, and we're all excited about that.
Great. So any final statement that you would like to make to our viewers?
I think that, yes, I think that the county commission has to be fiscally conservative with the dollars, the revenue dollars that are coming in. We have to be poised and able to operate depending on the November 3rd Amendment 3 Act. If that passes, we will pivot and make some changes. If it doesn't, we will remain fiscally conservative. Again, our millage rate's the same for 7 years. 7th lowest in the state of Florida out of 67 counties. Pretty remarkable. You know, some of the services that we have, the parks and the beaches and all of these things, those didn't happen overnight. Those were a gradual process, and we continue to do that. It boils down to the quality of life of Indian River County, and we're very proud of what we've accomplished. We have obviously long-term plans within the county, from our parks and recreation to our building to our planning to our utilities. Obviously, water is a concern. Wastewater is a concern for the community. But we are poised with a very mature Board of County Commissioners, and I certainly appreciate your time, and I would certainly appreciate your vote.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming to speak with us today and your willingness to serve the people of the county.
Thank you.
And it was nice
Thank you,
chatting
Andrea.
with you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.